Are you an artist, creator or maker and you love to make and create, but you feel stuck and you're unsure what next steps to take? Well, all is not lost. As an art business coach, I can help you get more clarity and help you set up a plan for your next steps so that you can start to see results in your art career. A one-on-one coaching session is a powerful way to help you move forward on your artist journey. Whether you need help thinking through your art website, setting up an art routine, or organizing your first exhibition, a personal coaching session will help you take those next steps. You can DM me on @SoniaSmallHere or head over to my website to find out more. I know I would love to connect with you. Imagine you meet a man on the street and he shares about his latest project. He is so excited. He's been working on it for months. It's an amazing product. He's poured all his time and energy and savings into this project, and it'll touch so many people. But when you ask him how he's going to let other people know about his product, he shrugs and says, "I don't know, we'll see." Wouldn't you think that it's rather strange and that he's missing the point? Yet many artists do the same. They pour so much of themselves, their resources and their time into art pieces, but have no action plan to promote or sell their art. In the Working Artist course and in the framework, I teach 3 simple yet powerful strategies artists can use to promote and sell their work. And no, you don't need an MBA in business to understand or follow along. If you can organize your palette or compose a painting, then you can apply these strategies to your art and to your art business. My name is Sonia SmallHere. I'm an artist, an art coach, and a course creator. When I graduated from the Art Academy, I had learned how to paint and how to draw, but I had no idea how to earn a living with my creativity. I was not prepared for the life as a working artist. This often left me quite frustrated, sometimes on the verge of calling it quits, throwing away my brushes and giving it all up. But I'm so glad I didn't. After many failed attempts and valuable lessons learned, I've discovered ways to turn my creative dream of being a working artist into a reality, now giving me the freedom to live the life I love. I created the Help I'm Artist podcast because no matter where you are on your journey, whether you're just starting out or maybe you've been a working artist for a while, you too can take steps to turn your creative passions into a meaningful, sustainable profession. The Help I'm Artist podcast is filled with fresh inspiration, step-by-step practical insights, and interviews with artists who are experts in their field. If you're a smart artist or one in the making who is looking for new and exciting ways to get your art out of your studio and into the hands and hearts of an audience that's appreciative and willing to pay its worth, then you're in the right place. Happy listening. Have you ever been driving along when all of a sudden your car starts to make a strange noise? Smoke comes billowing out of the front of the car, forcing you to slow down and pull off to the side of the road. As the smoke dissipates, you find the courage to open up the car hood, to have a good look. A complicated web of nuts and bolts and car parts stare back at you, and you have no idea where to start to find the root of your car troubles. There are simply too many moving parts, and you shut the hood in frustration and dial road services for assistance. Now, turning your art into a business can feel very similar to opening up that car hood. When you're selling and you're living a successful, happy artist life, there's no problem. You are in art heaven. But when things don't go as expected, your art is not selling, or a pandemic hits and you need to make some changes, that's when the smoke comes billowing out, clouding your judgment, and you're desperately wondering what you should be doing next. I can tell you that you're not alone. Whether you're just starting out or maybe you've been a working artist for a while, you'll all come to that moment when you need to take your next steps. Next steps to grow and expand, to get momentum, to move forward in your art career. But so many artists feel overwhelmed and at a loss how to connect that what they're passionate about, their art, creating, making beautiful art, and finding ways to promote and sell their art to generate an income to support their life and their lifestyle. So whether it's technology or time keeping you from your art best, there is something that you can do about it. There's something you can do about it today to bring more structure and success to your creative endeavors. For the last 30 years, I've been teaching and coaching creatives, and I've seen that it's not always the lack of skill or talent or education or luck that brings artists success, but it often lies in the far smaller things. And I've written a map, a path, a step-by-step framework to help you take your next steps. A simple step-by-step framework for you to follow. In this episode, I want to simplify things and give you that framework so that you can get more clear about your art career. This is also the framework and the foundation of my Working Artist course. This course I give once a year to students, to artists from all over the world who are ready to take bold steps and turn their creativity, their art, whatever art form it is, whether they're just starting out or have been working artists for a lifetime, into a revenue stream. So let's have a closer look at this framework. The framework I've broken down into 3 major parts. The first part is you. You are the artist. You are at the core of everything that happens in your art and in your art business. Number 2 is the art, your art. Without art, no artist. Without art, no art business. Why are you making your art? These are important questions to know the answer to. When you get clear about these 2 first things, and then you can move to step number 3, which will make that a lot easier, and that is your art audience. How are you going to connect that what you're passionate about, your art, with your ideal art audience? When these 3 parts of a working artist's life come together, then you will start to make your art with more confidence, promote it with more clarity, and sell your art with more connection. Let's break these 3 main parts down into smaller steps. The first step in this framework, which is also the first module of the Working Artist course, is all about preparing for success. Yes, you can prepare for your success. If you intentionally position yourself, you are ready to turn your hobby, your creativity, into a sustainable art career. You need to get into the right headspace. If you are still convinced that it's near to impossible to make money with your art, the chances are quite large that you won't. You start off your success path by getting into the right frame of mind. You need to realize that being an artist is far greater than just making your art. You also need to adopt a business mindset. The foundation of your art career, your art business, starts with the most important part, and that's you. You are the driving force behind everything that you make. If you don't make your art, it's not going to happen. This is the unique part of choosing art as a career. It's a wonderful profession, and it's you that plays that intricate part in the whole business, in the whole equation of your business. It starts with you as the artist. If you're motivated and if you are inspired, you can really inspire other people with your art and with your creativity. So the creative process is a path of inspiration. It starts and ends with you. A path of sharing your ideas, sharing your thoughts, and also that it's such a mindset thing, because how you feel and think will literally determine your steps, will determine whether or not you're going to be doing something. So it's important right from the start to get into the right headspace and to get into the right heart space. The next step on your artist success path is to start to envision your artistic success. What does artistic success mean to you? This is different to all of us. It's not just the selling of your art that makes you successful. Although a sale is great, you are an artist no matter how many art pieces you sell. It's about something far bigger than that. If you make your art just about selling, just about the sales, it's going to be just about the product, and you won't be a very fulfilled creative person. In the course and in the framework, I take students through an exercise and tasks in which they get really clear about why they are making their art and to define what artistic success means to them. Where do you see yourself in 3 years? How do you envision your life as a working artist? What lifestyle will you be adopting? It's only once you get clear about these things that you can take steps and make plans to grow towards the life you envision. That's why this first step is so foundational in your artist success path. Take time this week to think about your artist success. Why are you making your art? What is motivating you to create and sell your work? Is it the process of creation that inspires you, the actual making of your art, thinking up ideas and putting them down on paper, out on clay, out on stone? Or is it the finished piece that inspires you, that just gives you that sense of fulfillment? Or is it the connection your art brings you with people? Or is it a tool that tells your story? Or do you love to be an entrepreneur and run a business with your creativity as a product at the center? Or maybe it's a combination of different aspects. When you get clear about your purpose, you can start to take your next step in the art success framework. How do you actually turn your ideas into art? How would you describe your relationship with your creativity? Have you found ways to turn your inspiration into a body of work that is share-worthy? Being a working artist is all about relationships. That relationship with yourself, with your art, and how do you relate with your art audience? The degree that you find it easy or difficult to relate may depend on your personality and character, but there are many practical steps that you can take to nurture solid relationships with all three. As an artist, you need to make art. I think we can all agree on that. Are you able to make art on a consistent basis? Have you found a way to do the work no matter the circumstances or how you are feeling? Making art is part of your job description, but you won't always live at the pinnacle of your artistic success. You will know many seasons. There will be seasons of abundance when you're selling your work, and there will be seasons of lack when sales don't seem to be happening. By setting up solid structures and adopting a healthy work routine, you can learn to navigate the ebb and flow in your artistic life. Now, one of the best kept secrets of a working artist success is working in themes and series. Now just imagine you have 7 footballs and 7 shots to hit a goal. Do you kick all the balls once to reach the goal, or do you kick one ball 7 times? Which strategy do you think will reach the goal first? And it's the same with your art career. If you focus, choose a parameter to work around, you really can grow and mature as an artist. And working in themes and series will give you a great advantage when you're ready to promote and sell your work. This step is all about finding ways to tap into your creative stream, your own creative flow, instead of searching outside of yourself to get inspired and to create great art. Step 3 in the Working Artist Framework is all about finding your creative voice. How can you start to monetize your strengths? Can you find ways to work on commission or licensing out your art? How can you cultivate an expert status? It's time in this part of the framework to get clear about what you have to offer. How are you going to present that in such a way that your audience will stop and take notice? This leads off to step number 4 and module 4 in the Working Artist Framework, where you make the transition from just making your art to starting to sell your art, starting to see yourself as an art entrepreneur, as someone who's running a business. If you're wanting to sell and promote your work effectively, you need to get an understanding of how the art market works. What are those essential pillars that you need to put into place to get that recurring revenue stream? How would you describe your relationship with money? If someone were to ask you how much your art costs, do you find it difficult to name a price? Going 3 shades of pink and stuttering as you call the first number that comes up in your head? This will not bring you much artistic success. When you get a clear understanding about the economics involved, how to set up smart revenue goals, working around a budget, negotiating with galleries, Then you will start to get more confident to do the money talk. Think big, start small, and scale fast is a great piece of business advice a coach once told me. He told me to break down my art dream into smaller doable steps. Now that's one part, but are there opportunities in which you can find ways that you can turn your art into other forms of revenue? Whether you start art classes or repurpose your paintings by selling reproductions, closing great licensing deals, diversifying your art into multiple revenue streams will help you get a healthy flow in your income and give you that room to grow as an artist and as an art entrepreneur. Making all that great art is amazing, but how are you going to connect your art with an art audience? An art audience that's willing to buy without you feeling like you're pushing and all salesy or feeling really unnatural. Real people buy real art from real artists. Who is your art buyer? They are not just some mysterious person out there that will simply stumble upon your work. Imagine you meet a man on the street and he shares about his latest project. He is so excited. He's been working on it for months. It's an amazing product. He's poured all his time and energy and savings into this project, and it'll touch so many people. But when you ask him how he's going to let other people know about his product, he shrugs and says, "I don't know, we'll see." Wouldn't you think that it's rather strange and that he's missing the point? Yet many artists do the same. They pour so much of themselves, their resources and their time into art pieces, but have no action plan to promote or sell their art. In the Working Artist course and in the framework, I teach 3 simple yet powerful strategies artists can use to promote and sell their work. And no, you don't need an MBA in business to understand or follow along. If you can organize your palette or compose a painting, then you can apply these strategies to your art and to your art business. Do you have a plan in place to sell your work? It's also a big myth that your art will simply sell itself without any effort on your part. You need to set a plan in place to get your art out of your studios and into the hands and on the walls of your art audience. What do you say when people ask you to share more about your art? You don't only need great images to showcase and sell your art, but you need to find the right words that will help you communicate what you do and why you're making your art. Words are powerful, and when used right, they can unlock doors of opportunities. Think of a pitch, promoting your work, renting a booth at an art fair, or connecting with a gallerist. It can connect you with buyers and elevate your art to a whole new level. These written, spoken, and imagined words will go before you and touch people long before they ever meet you in person or ever encounter your art. So finding the right words to communicate your art, whether that's in an email, on your website, through your social channels, or in person, is crucial on your artist's success path. Do you have those words? Do you know how to describe your work and what makes you you? It's time to get super clear about what words you're going to be using as you communicate more about your art. So now you know who you are. You've made a powerful body of work, a body that you're excited about that reflects your unique art vision. And you're getting more clear about who your art audience is and how to use words and images to showcase the best you have to offer. The next step on your artist success path is to find your art audience. Where are these art buyers? The ways art lovers consume art has really transformed. They no longer head down to their local art gallery in search of their favorite pieces. The internet has changed everything. Your potential art buyers populate an array of locations. They can be found milling the halls of internet, browsing, clicking, and sharing all that they see and find. This virtual world directs their steps towards physical spaces where they expect to be informed and surprised. But this online space is a busy place. Thousands of artists are out there calling to be seen and heard. It's never been more important for artists, creators and makers to find and connect with their art audiences. But in order to do this successfully, you need to be found. Your next step is to discover where these art audiences can be found and how they can start to connect with you and you with them in an inspiring, authentic way. What do potential buyers find when they Google search your name? Does your website reflect the best of your art and inspire visitors to take a closer look or possibly even feel confident enough to make a purchase? Are you making the most of your social channels, using these platforms to introduce your art vision and showcase your art in the best possible way? Now, getting that notification that you've made a sale is wonderful, but selling a single painting won't build your art business. Getting clear about your long-term vision is the final step of your artist success path. Setting up systems that you can build on to get that sustainable art career, one that allows you to work in your strengths and bring the best out in your art. This lies at the core of the course and also this framework, and it's my heart as a coach and a course creator. What can you do to make your art work for you? How can you turn that what you're doing into a revenue stream? Not just working from painting to painting, from project to project, hoping and praying and longing for success. There is something that you can do about it, but it will take intentional steps. I love getting feedback from artists that have been through the framework and who've been through my course and have implemented these essential steps. Have a listen what artists have said who have taken action and have been following this framework. Corinne is a fine artist from the Netherlands. She is a student of the Working Artist course. She says it taught me so much depth and breadth of artistry and entrepreneurship. No matter where you are in your artist journey, this course will give you concrete starting points to build on. The challenges in the course help me take my next steps that I might never have thought of or did otherwise. Monica is a sculptor from the south of Germany. She says the course helped me become more conscious of why I make my art. I started to think more like an entrepreneur, and as a result, I'm selling my sculptures. Natalie is a fine artist from Switzerland. She says the Working Artist course gave her back her lost inspiration. It gave me my peace and the joy that I was missing. I feel connected to my inner self again, and now I have a guideline to hold on to when I have no clue how to get up that working artist hill. I found my motivation and I've got fresh perspective. Isn't that amazing when you find back your motivation and you get perspective for the future? And this could be you. It's not too late. You're not too old. You're not too young to see your art reach more people. It's time for you to step out of the mist of doubt, fear, and creative confusion. Start to get clear about who you are as an artist. Why are you making your art? What are you going to be making, and how are you going to connect that what you're passionate about with your art audience? Finding ways to work in your creative superpowers and adopting systems, strategies, and routines that help you optimize your creativity. Optimize your budget, your energy, your time, and your resources. If you're ready to see more growth in your art and your art business, and you want to make a living as a happy working artist, then it's time for you to take action. If you're tired of seeing little to no results in your art and in your art sales, but you want to move forward and don't know where to start, then 2021 will offer you a great opportunity. I'd love to invite you to join the Working Artist course. I only open registration once a year, and on February 15th, the day after Valentine's Day, I will open the doors to enrollment. You can join a group of motivated, dedicated, and passionate artists from all over the world that will take this 12-week journey with you, turning their passion into an exciting profession, setting up structures, building up a system around your creativity so that you can build that revenue stream. Whatever you choose, your artistic success, your creative success won't just happen by chance. It takes careful preparation. And to get you excited about what's possible for your art career, I've created a special resource for you to download. The Artist Success Guide is here to help you take your next steps. The questions and the tasks will give you more clarity as how you can connect your art with your potential art buyers. Head over to my website to access the Artist Success Guide. go to www.soniasmallhere.com/artist success guide. Each day for 7 days, you'll get your next step of the 7-step framework with inspiring examples and direct tasks and actions for you to take, which will be sent directly into your inbox. If you commit to working through the guide and taking action on the tasks, then you'll start to see results and have more eyes on your art by the end of the guide. And the good news is that it's absolutely free for you to download. So head over to my website and download your Artist Success Guide. Well, that's all for this week. Join me again next time for another episode of the Help I'm Artist podcast. And if you don't want to miss an episode, then you can subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening to this episode. And please leave a review, as this means the world to me and will make the podcast more visible and easier for other artists to find it. Thanks for that. Have an amazing week, and I look forward to connecting with you next time. Until then.